the center. It symbolizes knowledge and learning. And like a piece of art, you can interpret it in different ways. But certainly it is representative of our board, and in particular our continuing education classes, because the learning keeps going. We have these incredible classes taught by our exceptional faculty, and we are spreading the knowledge to over, what you heard, 3,000 students yearly. So that's our logo, and then underneath it says the Alumnae of Northwestern University, Alumnae Award 2009, and your name, Marie Arana. So, Marie, to all that you have accomplished, and to all that I know you still will do, congratulations, and may you always carry a piece of Northwestern in your heart.
So much. Thank you very much to Liz Schlecht-Murrow, who's been wonderful in this whole process, and when she called and invited me, it was just absolutely thrilling. And to Sandy Riggs, who's been so important in organizing this event. And of course, a warm congratulations and thank you to President Shapiro. And to Irwin Weil, какое счастье. Спасибо большое. I'm absolutely thrilled. Thank you all for being here. This is a very, very happy day for me in so many ways, and I'm truly humbled to be given this wonderful award from an institution for which I care so deeply. I simply wouldn't be the person that I am today if I hadn't spent the 4 most impressionable years of my life here at this magical kingdom by the lake. Actually, I have to say, the last time that I stood at a microphone at Northwestern, it was to sing Good Morning Sunshine from the musical Hair. Remember that song? Yeah. Giddy up, loopy, nibby, nabby, noopy, la 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 la. I was wearing a tie-dyed bell-bottoms and a bright yellow dashiki, and one little braid right here that was woven with red leather. And the only one listening to me, frankly, as I recall, was a broadcast major at Medill who had asked me to sing something so that he could practice fading in and fading out the sound. So are we practicing right now? Feel free to fiddle with the dials. I won't mind if you'll write at home. In truth, I really feel a little bit like Rip Van Winkle here before you now. I haven't been back to this campus in this kind of way for 40 years, and I just have to marvel, where did all that time go? When I got to Northwestern as a 17-year-old in 1967, I might as well have landed on the moon. I'd been born in Lima, Peru, and raised on a sugar plantation on the desert coast of the Pacific. When we finally moved from my father's country, Peru, to my mother's country, the United States of America, I was 10 years old, almost 10 years old. So I came to this country as an immigrant and as a card-carrying citizen as well. My mother was the only American I'd ever known. She was an odd blip in my Peruvian existence, a beautiful blonde, blue-eyed woman who always stood out a little too much in Peru. She spoke Spanish with a heavy Yankee accent, and she refused to be an obedient Peruvian wife or a doting Peruvian mother. She would shoo us out the door, and she would say, "Get out under the big sky, all of you. You're an American. Break some rules." We children saw her as some kind of a storybook figure, gorgeous and willful and very, very strange. My father, on the other hand, was the quintessential Peruvian, the only one of his siblings who had ever ventured out of the country. And he did that only long enough to earn a graduate degree at MIT. And an American education was not the only thing that he came home with. Of course, he came home with an American wife. He was one of 6 children in a big, extended Peruvian family that for generations believed there was nothing more important than your family. Not your job, not your hobbies, not your friends, nada, la familia. It was your strength and it was your anchor. Growing up, we never spent time with anyone we weren't related to. Every Sunday we made a pilgrimage to our grandparents' house where I would sit like a good little girl under our ancestors' portraits to be taught all the rules of how we should behave. It never occurred to me until landing in Summit, New Jersey in the 4th grade that I was anything but completely Peruvian. I didn't speak English all that well. I didn't know much about American schools and slumber parties and football games and hot dogs and hamburgers. And my handsome, black-haired, brown-eyed father was suddenly the one who stood out a little too much. As we looked around at our New Jersey neighbors, believe it or not, there were hardly any Hispanics in New Jersey at the time. Of course, now you go to New Jersey and on every corner there's a Latin grocery.